Welcome to today's video. We're going to be watching some true crime today. And these are some suggestions from my Discord, some not. Some true crime, some maybe not. I don't know. I don't remember. I pick them because I think they sound cool, and then we find out on the way. So if you're watching the video, that means you missed the live stream, but you can always watch the next one over on Twitch. I stream almost every single day, except Sundays as of late. Also, if you have any videos that you think would be good watches, make sure to go over to my Discord. I have a React Suggestions chat in my Discord where a bunch of my lovely people give me really cool things that we all watch together. And that's one of you because you're watching it on YouTube. So you could literally just like do that, but on Twitch. Yeah. Anyway. Intro time. All right. The first video of the day. The true crime lord himself, JCS, has uploaded a video. I know there's been some, concerns about their channel in the past or the past few months. I did see their comment on one of their previous videos, kind of apologizing for the stuff that was about a video we watched about him. So I'm not gonna pretend I'm not excited about a JCS upload. So we're gonna watch, and we're gonna see. We'll see if they decided, to me, it seems like they are apologetic and wanting to go back to the way that they did stuff. They were just worried about getting stuff out there fast. So, but they aren't doing that. So ideally this is, well made. We'll give it a look. It was uploaded today. I don't know much about it. It's a whole hour. We're going to sit back and check this shit out. Sound good? Oh, it's called How to Interrogate a Narcissist. Pretty blanket title, but sounds entertaining.
He'll be right in. You need coffee or anything?
All right, we got terrible quality.
I'm gonna go get him some food. He hasn't
Okay.
so.
Joe, I'm just gonna search you, man. Make sure. Can I unzip that, or do you just want me to pat you down on the outside?
I mean, I'm kind of cold, so...
Oh
Don't
my.
take it up. Don't take it up.
Your hands warm?
Holy.
Yeah, man.
Despite the seemingly cordial exchange you just watched,
the hell?
41-year-old Joseph Ferlazzo is at this point classified as extremely dangerous and unpredictable.
That's
and it's
good.
no coincidence the biggest officer at the Vermont State Police St. Albans Barracks was chosen to conduct this opening sequence of his interrogation.
Long night, huh?
Yeah.
Any knives on those keys?
Oh, you know what? There's like a little baby,
How about that? I set that right there. We do this, we always make sure anybody that
A
comes in
Vermont
here
narcissist, huh?
doesn't have any knives or anything on them. Is that your wallet?
Interesting.
You set that there for me. We're just always, hyper vigilant about everything.
Yeah.
So here, have a seat, make yourself comfortable.
This makes it seem like they brought this guy in for questioning without telling him or arresting him fully.
Yeah. Okay, we'll work on
Let's
that.
see if we can get you. Thanks. You,
What the hell is that? That coffee? Kind of looks like a cup of noodles. Anyway. Yo, thanks for the 10 subs, Bittersweet. Damn. Damn.
what were you doing? Just going to the gas station?
W gifted.
Yeah.
Found you?
Yeah.
No way. Were you on the side of the road?
She said she was going to get food. Okay, maybe it's coffee then.
Chilling, huh? How you do this thing? That works too. Keep moving. Cool, man. That works.
Imagine for a moment being told to go into a room with a
What?
man who just viciously murdered his wife, but
Oh.
act as if he has done nothing wrong, as though he were a
Oh.
harmless stranger in need of assistance. Your outward demeanor must show no judgment, no suspicion, and certainly no fear. While maintaining such an artificial calm in front of such an unpredictable threat, many people would jump at the sudden clatter of metal from his pocket knife being
That's a
tossed
great
across
point,
the
yeah.
table. And while this officer reveals the smallest crack in composure from the sheer abruptness of it, he immediately blends into the moment and maintains the desired atmosphere.
That works too. Keep moving. Cool, man.
Yeah, that's fairly smooth.
What you're seeing here from the officer is deception. 100% pure choreography, and a particular form of psychological maneuvering that just so happens to work perfectly with this individual's personality.
He said that there was a knife on the keys, and he was trying to get the knife off the keys so he could keep his keys, because contextually, I'm assuming he's like in for questioning, but he hasn't been told he's arrested or anything. So they're trying to keep him at bay by like keeping his key, whatever.
Anytime Joseph tries to be funny or charming, the officer responds in the appropriate manner to protect his ego. You will notice he completely strips the atmosphere of its
Holy
gravity
shit.
and ensures there
Green
is no
sun.
tension or awkwardness in the exchange. The reason this works so well in this specific circumstance is
Ego.
because Joseph Ferlazzo, in our opinion,
Yeah, that's
is a
ego.
raging fucking narcissist.
Damn!
He's so incredibly susceptible to the external validation from the officers that he genuinely seems to believe they've taken a strong liking to him, and that he's able to control the environment through his super chill, laid-back personality. To give you some
Scott the
context,
Wasp?
Joseph will go on to plead not guilty to all charges. So let's briefly jump ahead 3 years to his trial, and hear in his own words how he supposedly ended up in this interrogation chair.
Okay.
Please be seated, everyone.
Direct examination during his court case.
Does the defense wish to present a case, Ms. Jan?
Yes, thank you. We call Joseph Ferlazzo.
Okay.
The budget in Vermont's crazy.
Raise your right hand, please. Solemnly affirm that the evidence you shall give relative to the cause now under consideration.
I just
So,
fell in the
Joseph,
underground pass. I'm gonna
we're
fucking
gonna
pee
take
my pants, bro.
things one subject at a time, okay?
Very good.
How you feeling this morning?
Very nervous, very anxious, very tired.
Why does his beard look fake? Like, it looks like there's like... You see how there's... It kind of looks like you could like... Am I crazy? It looks like there's like a density to it. I mean, it's probably just because he can grow a beard. And I would know what that's like. I just think it's crazy. Like, it looks like there's like a whole layer between... I guess that's how facial hair works, and hair in general. Whatever, I'm just coping. I'm a little puby beard bitch.
Okay.
I'm a fucking
Reaches a point
pube
where
hair
you feel
chud.
you need a break. Let us know, please.
Yes.
The act he's trying to project here is that of a traumatized husband, a
Oh,
man
yeah.
who had no choice but to save his own life from an abuser.
Oh,
He frequently
I fell
widens
again.
his eyes and performs these hard swallows to convey heightened vulnerability and emotional shock. Gestures that appear semi-convincing during direct examination, but
Right.
will completely fall apart under cross-examination.
Right.
So let's start with some
Almost
easy
as if they
information.
practiced.
Where were you born?
I was born in Pennsylvania, in Reading, Pennsylvania.
When did you move to Vermont?
I moved to Vermont in 2012.
Were you working as a tattoo artist at that time?
Yes, I was.
When did you meet Emily?
I met Emily in 2018.
And to be clear, we're talking about Emily Ferlazzo, who was your wife, right?
Yes.
How did you meet her?
Well, I had initially met her through her friend Lauren. I can't remember her last name. Lauren.
Lauren was an apprentice in his tattoo shop who one day brought in her best friend Emily for a piercing.
When she left, I made a comment to Lauren. I said that. I was like, that friend of yours is something special. I said I wouldn't mind making her my next ex-wife. Lauren laughed.
You didn't start dating her at that point, did you?
No. I think she was seeing somebody else, and I was seeing somebody else.
Emily returns to the shop to get a tattoo.
God,
He
that is
claims
so
that
funny.
She called him afterwards, whereas records indicate he was the one who called her.
She wanted to have more tattooing done. She's like, oh my God, like, I really love this tattoo, like, and now I want more. A week and a half, 2 weeks later, she's back getting more tattoos. I'm asking her how she's been in the last 2 weeks, how her tattoo healed. Her demeanor was different. She told me she had just broken up with her boyfriend. She dyed her hair a different color. She was extremely flirty. And
I love crime
Gasps
time.
from gallery. Yeah, kind of crazy that after he says he made that comment, he talks about how they were both in a relationship at the time, apparently. Great point. What? Hello?
I was receptive to that. I was like, wow, like, you really seem like pretty open today. Like, and I asked her if she wanted to go have a motorcycle ride. And
I'm sorry, guys, but imagine ever having to like recollect any flirtatious interaction you've ever had. This is so awkward. Because like contextually, context is so important to like the flirtatious material. You know what I mean? Obviously, like within this context, I don't even fucking care what this guy has to say, but like, it's like when somebody asks you to like talk about, like if somebody asks about my first day with my wife, it's like, well, to be honest, I don't fucking remember half of it because I was panicking half the time. I talked a lot because I was panicking because she's fucking beautiful. And then I'm like, I mean, I don't know. I was probably saying some shit. I was probably being pretty like smooth, maybe. I don't know. I guess it worked. But I don't remember. I don't know. Yeah, it's like explaining a joke. Right, exactly. Like when you start explaining a joke, it like loses the humor to it because it removes its context or its like motion within it because you're like removing it from the situation it was implemented. Like it doesn't make as much sense when you just like plop the joke out there. Yeah, exactly. Like it's so awkward at any point in any situation to be like, well, I said this to her and she said this to me, and it was like, whoa. It's
see a tour of some of Vermont.
And did she?
Yes, she did. Yes, we took a motorcycle ride that evening.
Whoa.
So after that night, when did you see Lauren, I keep saying Lauren, Emily next?
Oh.
What the fuck?
The next day.
They hung out every day for the rest of the summer and eventually got married in October.
So you were happy?
Wow, that's not quick at all.
She seemed to be happy?
Yes, she was.
And during these first few months of your relationship, what I've already asked you, you said it was euphoric and you were both happy, right?
Yes, that's right.
If only there was like some sort of, man, I don't know, like some sort of phrase or way to describe that initial couple of months where everything is very, very beautiful and everything's great and almost perfectly. If only there was like a way to describe that. Pre-piss season. No. 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 Not really what I was going for, but no.
Right.
What's the matter? You're looking a little...
Yeah, I'm feeling very emotional right now.
What's bothering you?
I miss her.
Bro.
Let me know when you're ready to start again.
I miss her. Look at how sad I am.
You're okay?
I'm okay.
He claims the first several months of the marriage were happy before things started going downhill.
It led to, it led to violence and
Well, explain what you mean
like
by
physical abuse started coming into our relationship.
The only evidence of physical abuse in their relationship was of him abusing her, which colleagues in their work circles had suspected was going on.
Where she would go through my phone and then respond by beating on me.
Was she saying anything to you while this was happening?
Yeah, you know, just really, she was really angry. So, you know,
She was saying things.
You're
I
a
just
fucking
have.
asshole. I don't want to. Do I have to swear? Do I have to
I want
quote?
you to say what she said.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Do I have to swear?
Yeah, she would say, you know, you're a fucking asshole. I can't believe you're still fucking talking to this bitch.
Don't make me do it.
And it was a friend of mine that I'd known for years, and I told her that I would stop being physical with this friend, and that our
Stop being
relationship wasn't going to
physical?
dissolve because we were friends since 2014. Like,
Wait, I wasn't
she
meant to
angry?
read
yes,
the
she was,
last
yes, she was
part.
very angry. Yes, she was assaulting me
So she was verbally
verbally.
angry
Yes,
and physically
yes, ma'am.
hitting you.
Yes, physically.
And did you ever hit her back?
No, ma'am.
You never contacted the police about any of the times that she assaulted you.
The
Oh,
technical
you know.
term for what you're seeing here is called drawing the sting. It's when the defense
Yeah.
raises a damaging issue themselves before the prosecution can exploit
180s
it. And
it.
Joseph here seems to have practiced this one in the mirror a few times.
Did
No, it's not their business.
Not their business.
Not their business.
A motto that you live your life by, isn't it?
I'm an independent person. I'm a very private
What?
person. I don't want to dump
Take two, narcissist in court.
my crap on other people.
You
They
don't.
then got a
Yeah, I don't want to dump the physical violence being put upon me illegally and in a crime setting to the police who are supposed to do something about the exact scenario that I'm recollecting. I don't want to dump my crap on people, guys. I don't want to get anybody involved in, I don't know, my life being in harm. Nope. It's just not anybody else's concern, even though it's being done to me by somebody else. And it's, I don't know, a crime. Nobody could help me anyway. Not like people are, whatever.
dog, bought a camper van, and went to Bolton, Vermont for their one-year wedding anniversary.
This was our first like road trip as a family. So it's very exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Emily too, she was in a good mood.
Yeah, she was super excited to take Rosie out, and she was stoked to meet Nikki and Ariel.
Nikki is his sister, and Ariel is her boyfriend, who they were meeting up with for the anniversary. The first night they got there, while alone together in the camper van, he claims Emily started becoming combative, saying the anniversary idea was terrible and the camper van was stupid.
Damn.
So I was like, yo, like, maybe just like pour yourself a drink and relax.
He then takes the dog out.
I paused so hard that I almost died on my fucking RuneScape account. Gulp. Of course. The age-old life hack of telling somebody upset to relax. Right.
For a walk, and brings his handgun with him.
It has
Oh, right.
it has tritium sights on it, so
Yep. Just casually
you can see
bringing
in
my
the
gun.
dark. And that was I had seen some what I believe to be coyote.
Oh, is it gonna end up being your wife?
I like shone a flashlight, and I saw a couple sets of eyes in the dark. So Remington's a pretty small dog, and I just wanted to be able to protect her.
Yippee crime time. Hello Sneeg and chat.
When he gets
smile.
back into the camper van, he claims Emily starts berating him about the candles he lit earlier being too bright.
And I said, it's not that.
Okay, dude, what a terrible... What? Wait till he figures out about lamps. Like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean a candle is too bright? Babe, turn the candles down. Babe, it's too bright in here. You gotta turn the candles down. Where's the switch? Oh.
That bright, like, you could always just roll over.
Bruh.
She got up, and
This guy's
ran at me. He grabbed one of the
unreal.
candles.
He claims that she begins attacking him with a candlestick.
Right.
She hit me in like my
Okay.
neck and head, and in my arms. You know, I was like blocking. I had to restrain her. I had to like physically grab her by her arms and like hold her arms down.
Right.
And she kept kicking. She actually kicked Remy.
He says that he manages to push her onto the side of the bed and she calms down.
I told her that, you know, that we're not your punching bags, and
You said what?
I told her that we weren't her punching bags.
We weren't. her
She
punching bags.
she kicked Remy.
For the record, Emily adored animals, and this statement was deemed extremely implausible by her peers. Joseph, on the other hand, was accused by his ex-girlfriend of kicking her dog on 2 separate occasions.
And she was kicking me and punching me, and I pushed her back.
I can't believe it.
And I told Remy, I was like, "Yo, we're gonna take a walk."
Dogs, we gotta get out of here, man.
After the second walk, he gets back into the camper
The
van,
fuck?
drinks a vodka and Coke, then starts getting into his side of the bed.
So I was climbing
Uh-huh.
over her, and
Right.
she shouted, "Fuck off!" And she like threw an elbow at me, and elbowed me in my groin, and I said, "No more hitting." And I
Brave.
so we had like a bunch of throw pillows that we like lined around the
That's brave.
the bed,
Wow.
like the top of the bed where we slept.
Stop.
So one of the throw pillows was
11
right there, and I
months.
swatted her with the throw pillow, and I said, "Stop hitting."
Please remember these next 17 seconds.
Stop hitting. Not stop hitting me. Not like, dude, what are you doing? Cut it out. Stop hitting. Stop hitting. Stop hitting. Like a dude commanding a dog.
Which we're calling the phony fugue state. He tries to present a foggy, dissociated moment of recollection, with long pauses,
Oh my
forced
God,
ums, and a
there's
vacant
no
stare.
way.
But it's pure performance. And we know it's performance because he'll completely contradict this manner of recollection during cross-examination.
And that's when it happened.
What happened?
She said, "That's it. You're dead," and
Right.
threw her arm under her pillow.
He earlier made the claim that both him and Emily slept with handguns under their pillows, also deemed highly implausible by witness testimony.
And she pulls her hand out.
Deemed highly fucking stupid by me. Hello? Who the fuck should... Nobody should be doing that. What? Fuck, dude.
With the Taurus, and
How were you feeling?
I was feeling horrified, just
Were
like
you afraid?
I was terrified. Like there was like as soon as I saw that, like I just felt like this like wave of heat, like just like red hot, and
Right.
she started like pushing her body up in an instant, and I'm like, no, and like I don't know, like she wasn't stopping, and I had
I don't know, except I'm describing it exactly how I'm recollecting it, even though I'm lying. But I don't know. But also, here's everything that I know about it. I don't know, though. I don't know. It's like she was trying to kill me, but I don't know. It's like she was like, I don't know, like throwing a pillow at me. I don't know.
I had my
I don't know, but I'm recalling it exactly how I
He'll
recall
later
it.
claim he was in the process of putting the gun under his own pillow.
Right.
and she started just like coming up at me, and I just fired.
Right.
Why?
She was gonna shoot me.
I wonder what ballistics has to say about this.
And you were afraid?
Very.
From this point forward, he claims to have no memory of the events that followed until he woke up in a police cell 3 days later. But
Right. The fugue state. Right, the fugue state. The fugue state that made me kill my wife, and then I lost memory for 3 days. Right, the fugue state. Yeah. The classic half-week amnesia, guys. Everybody's got it. We've all been there. You guys ever feel threatened in your bed and then all of a sudden you shoot your Glock under your pillow and you're incoherent for 3 days? You haven't. You guys haven't done that? No.
According to corroborated evidence and witness testimony, he had breakfast with his sister the next
He's
morning,
throwing
where
whatever
he
he
ordered
can
a
at
goat
the
cheese
wall to
omelet,
see
a
what
side of
sticks.
bacon, and a samosa. He then gave his sister a tattoo. When his sister asked where Emily was, he told her she was sleeping. He then sent a string of text messages to Emily's phone number. The next day, he went to a bonfire party, where he was seen taking bong hits and doing keggers. Later that same evening, he would send Emily another series of text messages. He went for pancakes and a samosa once again the next morning, then sent Emily one final message.
A samosa?
It would be shortly after.
Does he mean a mimosa? Or is a samosa a type of mimosa? I'm not white girl enough for this, never mind.
After this message, that Emily's mother asked Joseph where her daughter was, and why her phone had been switched off for so long. He told her they had gotten into a fight, and that he hadn't seen Emily in roughly 2 days. Emily was then reported missing. Roughly 7 hours later, as Joseph's friend was driving him back to where the camper van was parked, they noticed police had cordoned off the area. Joseph then told his friend to stop the car, at which point he got out and wandered off into the woods. His next known location was at a maple fields 10 miles away,
Me when
roughly
I'm
14
super
hours
innocent.
later, where by pure happenstance he was spotted by a police officer.
And what was
Me
he
when
doing?
I'm ultra innocent.
He was getting a drink out of the cooler and sort of stepping back from the cooler at that time.
Did you recognize the male?
When he closed the door to the cooler and he turned around and we made eye contact, I was like, wait, I know this person. In that moment, I couldn't figure out where or why. My brain was still trying to catch up with me. But I knew I recognized him.
Okay. And did you ultimately determine how you recognized him?
Yeah, so he walked to the right and then turned to walk up to one of the aisles towards the front of the store, and he turned and looked at me again, and we locked eyes again, and at that point I recognized that it was Joseph Ferlazzo.
Okay.
It seemed to me, based on my training and experience, it was almost as if he were trying to figure out,
Yeah,
you know,
he made her.
flight, freeze, what do I do?
Okay. And what did you say to him?
I said, Joseph, it's you, right? Are you okay?
This was Detective Sergeant Amy Nolan taking the initiative, and one of 2 reasons why the upcoming interrogation you're about to see unfolds the way it does. Joseph Ferlazzo was classified as a homicide suspect.
Good
She would have been
disarming
entirely
technique.
within her authority to draw her weapon, order him to the
Yeah.
ground, and wait for backup to secure the arrest. Instead, relying on her experience and a remarkable amount of both courage and composure, she seized a unique opportunity when it presented itself.
Yeah, it's a good
And
disarming
what did
tactic.
he do in reply?
He
Basically tricks him into thinking that they don't know or suspect him, so he it's disarming. So now he's gonna sit there like, oh, they don't know. I'm still good. Muhaha.
took his drink down, and his body language sort of deflated, and he said, no, I'm not okay.
She very gradually explains that he's not in trouble and not under arrest, but feels it could be a good idea for him to accompany her back to the police barracks.
And so did you bring him back to the barracks?
I did. The other
you, Chad.
thing that we did sort of in that halfway point was I asked him and explained before I could give him a ride. It was our sort of protocol that we had to pat somebody down for weapons before I could allow him in my cruiser with me, and also because I don't have a typical cruiser with what they call the cage in the back to separate the officer from a person that they've picked up for some reason. So he said that was fine. He indicated he had no weapons, so I patted him down real quick.
So it was just you and Mr. Ferlazzo in the ride back to the barracks?
Correct.
And did you speak to him during that time about Emily?
Not about Emily. I asked him, like I said, it was cold that day. I asked him, are you cold? He said he was. I turned the heat up. I said, have you been out all night? Based on the interactions that I knew had occurred the night before, he said he had. I asked him if he, was thirsty, if he was hungry. He said he was. And so, again, I told him, I turned the heat up and I told him I would get him something to eat once we got back to the barracks.
The journey to the police station took just under 7 minutes. The second factor behind how this interrogation unfolds.
I forgot
is
we were
Sergeant
supposed to be
Nolan's
at the.
ability to brief
I forgot
a
about the
colleague at speed.
interrogation.
It took roughly 30 seconds for the suspect to be greeted at the door by the precinct's commanding officer and walk to interview room 3, during which time she managed to relay the circumstances of his arrest and the precise approach required for this interaction.
Very smart. What a, I mean, damn, W officer.
What time did your shift start?
No
You started
bootlicking, but like, wow.
You did it. So I do like 8 to 8, like a 12 or something?
Really well done by this cop.
It's either 9 or 10 hours.
I think she handled it in like the best way possible.
You're not going to eat that? Okay. I'll go get ham, turkey.
Somebody will eat that. I know.
Somebody will.
I know.
Bunch of cops around. Somebody will. It
Somebody.
was the closest food I could find.
You got it.
You got it.
I appreciate your effort.
You got it. All right. I'll get you a sandwich.
I'm not a donut kind of guy. It's a little really sweet,
Yeah, it's too much. I laid off sugar for a while.
Nah, fuck you, bro. Donuts are goated.
Hey, man. Oh, my God.
You sit in the blanket?
Yeah. Yeah. There you
Big
go.
back
It's
Brendan
cold out
disapproves. I love me some donuts.
You've been here for a while?
Yeah. Yeah, like 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
New faces, I guess, huh?
I guess, yeah.
A lot of turnaround.
Getting text updates from my wife. Today was my daughter's first day in daycare.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Get pictures and stuff?
Not yet. I asked for some. So I was nervous this morning.
You were?
Yeah. She's never been to a daycare or anything before.
She's going to come back with, like, a runny nose.
Yeah, right.
That's how I got what I believe was COVID.
Did you?
It was 2019. This cute little kid, literally his entire face was a booger.
Oh, yeah.
But he was beautiful. He had these huge, like, saucers for eyeballs.
It was beautiful.
Like, big, long lashes like this.
Yeah.
And I'm holding them at arm's length, and I'm like, I'm looking at him, I'm like, I'm so sick from this. But it was cute. I bounced him on my lap, and
sure enough, you got sick?
So sick.
Yeah.
I think it was COVID. It was like a...
Did you lose, like, smell and taste and all that?
Not really.
Yeah, so...
Not really. It was just kind of like your run-of-the-mill sort of flu.
Yeah.
He talks about COVID for another 2 minutes while the detective continues pretending to be interested in what he has to say.
I masked, and I didn't mask, and I touched things, and I didn't use hand sanitizer every second, and really I just lived my life the way I was living it.
Yeah.
Damn.
I just tested negative.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure whatever the fuck that thing was in 19 was the thing. The big bad boogie monster.
Yeah, right.
Of the super flu that we had to shut America down for.
Crazy times.
He launches into a brief monologue on the global economic fallout of the pandemic.
But then on the low, like everybody's like spending their savings, so then but then it jumped back up.
Yeah.
I imagine that's got to be pissing some people off.
Probably. Cool.
Hey.
Joe?
Are you the guy I'm going to talk to?
Is it Joe or Joseph? Which do you prefer? Do you have a preference?
Whatever's easier for you.
Whatever you prefer. I'm James.
James?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, this is Seth. How are you?
James, that's a bit nice, obviously.
Okay. Well, I'm happy if it hangs right there.
I don't need it for anything.
All right.
Just so you know.
Yep. Appreciate it.
Stick your fingernails in?
Hey, we're just gonna shut the door just for privacy purposes. I'm sure you saw there's a few people walking around.
Right.
The actual
Privacy.
reason the door is being shut is because it locks from the outside.
Yeah, 'cause he's a
standard
fucking
safety
murderer.
protocol for high-risk cases in Franklin County.
You need,
Standard
The
for
detective appears noticeably
probably everywhere.
uneasy about the pocket knife being left on the table. He'll be visibly on edge during the early stages of this interrogation, yet still perform exceptionally well. And this is perhaps our favorite interrogator so far on this channel, because he is
Really?
the exact opposite of the person he is sitting across the table from.
do you need anything? I see you got water. Somebody got you some food.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. So, like I said, my name
That's-
is James.
yeah,
This
that's
is
high
Seth.
praise.
We work for the state police. We're detectives. We've been trying to get up to speed on what's going on today, and it's our understanding that you might be able to help us kind of understand a few things. We are happy to listen. Our ultimate goal is to find Emily, and we're hoping that you can help us with that. Before we get going,
Wowee.
I just want to be fair to you. Obviously, we're here in a state police barracks, right? And I just said we're the state police. So I just want to make sure that you're aware of the rights that you have. So I'll read these to you. We're here in St. Albans, Vermont. All right. Well, why don't we, I think what would be helpful for me is just have you start from the beginning.
Why'd they leave the knife? They're trying to keep him like they're trying to keep him not suspicious. They're trying not to have him be suspicious, to be fair. Do I not do multi-live with YouTube anymore? I was doing it for a little bit, but it doesn't really do much. It wasn't really doing much, and it was just like more effort on my end and less little difference. So I mean, sorry if you watched on there, but it just wasn't doing much. Ultimately, I gave it like a month or two or 3. I don't even remember how long I did it. But yeah, they're trying to keep him unaware that he's like literally under arrest. Basically, they haven't told him yet, but he is. He absolutely is. So anyway,
Of what happened, and start from the beginning, and we'll listen. And then, maybe at the end we'll have a few questions, but we'll go from there. Is that fair?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll turn it over to you. So, kind of what happened.
So I came to Vermont. I was living in New Hampshire for like the last 2 months with my wife and her family. And I came to Vermont. We were supposed to have like a weekend away, like vacation, do some camping, like have some fun. And like as soon as I like put the vehicle in park, like my wife went completely berserk, like completely psychotic.
right.
And I shot her. As a result of that.
That's just not what he described in the board at all, by the way.
Now here we are.
He said that he parked the camper and she went berserk.
So
All right. Can you, where did that happen?
Bolton, Vermont.
Okay. All right. So, I guess my next question is, when did that happen?
Genius.
He says it happened early on Friday morning at the Bolton Ski Resort, which is 4.5 days prior to this moment. He then makes a passing comment about, quote, cleaning up after the incident.
I don't know anything past that.
Okay. Describe what you mean when you say you cleaned up.
There was like blood coming out of her head, so I like put it bag over it to catch the blood, and clean up. There's blood on the pillow, so
Wow, he's just so smart.
everything up.
Okay. Where's Emily?
She's in the bus.
Where in the bus?
In the bathroom.
She's in the bathroom. I haven't been in the bus. So can you describe the bus for me? Like, what's the layout? You walk through the doors.
There's a bathroom and a kitchen and a bed.
He draws out a diagram of the inside of the camper van.
Okay. And so after you kind of clean up and you put Emily in the bathroom, what do you do?
This guy's a fucking idiot. He's having him draw the murder scene, like the literal crime scene. And he's got no fucking idea somehow that that's what he's doing. What an idiot, bro. This cop is literally getting hand-fed this information because this dude is too thick to grasp that he is fucked.
I don't know.
Sir, can you describe the inside of a bus for me? I've never been in one. Right.
The following morning, I had some breakfast with my sister.
Right.
Some coffee and some breakfast with her.
Okay. Tell me about that.
I had some coffee and some breakfast with my sister.
In the Airbnb?
The coffee was in the Airbnb, and then we ran down the street for some breakfast.
Okay.
Which you...
Did you talk about what had happened?
No.
No?
No, I was meeting her new boyfriend, so...
Okay.
But this is during the fugue state.
Yeah.
What'd they ask?
I'm just like, what's her deal?
What'd you say?
I was like, yeah, I mean, you know, my role is like her husband, but also I'm just a punching bag, like.
Right. Yep.
And
right.
Did they ask where she was?
My role?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean your role, buddy?
What'd you say?
She's still sleeping.
Okay. So, all right.
He rambles through a series of unrelated tangents before getting to the moment when his friend was driving him back to the camper van, and he saw the police officers waiting outside.
And he turned the car around, and I was like, listen, I'm going to jump out of this car, so, like, I can't do this right now. I just need some air. Like, I can't breathe. I'm, like, overheating. Like, so I got out, and...
Yeah, I wonder why.
That was it.
I'm freaking out. I don't really understand. Almost like I'm being caught for murder.
Where'd you sleep last night?
I found a tarp and just rolled myself up under a rock. It was dark.
What?
I just heard a tarp blow and I wrapped myself up. I was freezing and shivering. I found a place that was like, it was crazy windy. 40 degrees, so I was just trying to stay warm.
Okay.
I was just wandering aimless and...
Well, I appreciate you telling me all that and kind of doing the time span from Friday when you got to Vermont till kind of how we ended up here today.
Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, is that okay?
He's getting away with it.
I was really focusing on Friday itself and the incident with you and Emily, and kind of go over that with a little bit more detail. Is that fair? So, my understanding from what you told me is that you got into Vermont.
I just found a rock and slept by it.
Yeah.
The initial release of the interrogation footage cuts out at this moment. What we know is that they decided to take a break, and Joseph went to use the bathroom. The footage resumes 13 minutes later. Joseph's demeanor while outside the interrogation room was reportedly bizarre, which officers later described as a feigned mild panic attack, noting that he appeared to be forcing a state of vulnerability as a way of presenting himself as the victim. You'll see remnants of it as he now interacts with the officer who escorted him to the bathroom.
Need anything else? Are you good?
Some company?
Yeah, I'll stand right here. Absolutely.
Can you come sit?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I'll sit with you.
What's your name?
I'm Sam.
Sam?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I'm Joseph.
Nice to meet you.
Are you the individual that sort of comes in during the breaks and sits with Mr. Ferlazzo?
Yes, I am. Yeah, I'll sit with you.
So company, woo.
Thank you.
No problem.
Oh, hot. Ah, Sam. How long have you been in Vermont?
I've been in Vermont my whole life.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've been with the state police for almost 24 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
What's your favorite part of doing this?
A very interesting detail of this moment is that Sergeant Truex could not once recall being asked such a simple question in his 24 years of service. He hadn't once been to therapy, and remarkably can't remember a single moment where he actually sat down and reflected on such a straightforward concept. So the fact that the moment finally arrives from a psycho murderer playing with his food makes his forthcoming pause of contemplation somewhat absurd, yet absolutely compelling.
That is kind of wild.
Just trying to do the best we can for people's families, probably.
Yeah,
That is, of all people to be asked that by.
super important.
That is kind of crazy.
Turkey sandwich?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Let me grab you a couple of,
My napkin or something? I'll go grab some.
You don't eat carbs, do you? You took all the bread off. I noticed that. Make
Smart
a
man.
little lettuce wrap. Do what you gotta do, right?
Well, I mean, if I'm not burning the calories, why would I put them in?
Right.
They ease back into it by asking him non-threatening questions, mainly about his travel patterns in the days following the incident.
Yeah, I think I stopped at that gas station right there and just got right on 89. Yeah.
What was the plan with Emily's body? Like, if the police hadn't shown up last night at the bus, what was your plan?
I didn't really have a plan. I was just gonna, like...
Damn. No first degree.
Take it into the woods and drop it off.
Where?
It?
I don't know. Like I said, I had no plan. I was just gonna take it into the woods and drop it off.
It's crazy.
Did you use your phone at all to, like, search
It
anything?
is crazy.
Relate, like, were you like, what do I do? That kind of thing? Did you do any, like, Google searches or Safari searches about what you should do?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Didn't look up anything?
No.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just asking.
Yeah, no,
Trying to make sure.
That's a normal question.
Did you use your phone to search anything this past weekend related to what happened on Friday?
Mm-hmm.
No?
No, I didn't have any questions.
Okay.
I didn't have any questions.
Nothing that I was like, ooh, I wonder what the other humans do. Like, I didn't.
Weather, what the... What? Thanks for the raid, by the way. I wonder what the other humans do. Are you a fucking robot?
When you said earlier that you put the bag over Emily's head, did you just put it over her head or like her whole body in a bag?
Now her body's backed up.
Her whole body's bagged up? Describe that to me.
Bro.
So...
Ain't no way. Describe how you hid the body for us.
I cut her body.
Well, you see.
Okay. Tell me about that.
Like,
how did you cut her body?
I used a saw.
Dude, what an idiot.
Her body into smaller.
Yeah, watch him be like, can you show me where you, like, what areas you cut on?
You know, I backed it up and I was going to take it in the woods.
Okay. Where did you do that?
In the bus.
On the bus? Okay. Where's the saw?
On the bus.
What kind of saw is it? Describe it to me.
Hand saw.
Just a hand saw? Did you carry any out into the woods?
Mm-hmm.
Every piece of Emily's body is still on that bus?
Where I made the little circle in that little paper.
Okay. That's important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry guys, I know this is probably not an awesome way to have your day go.
Well, those are the, those are the details that I was talking about that are important for us to know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, at the end of the day, this investigation is going to take time, and those details will come out, but,
No, it ain't.
you know, I think it's better to hear it from you. So, with that being said, what else haven't we talked about that is important for us to know about what happens to Emily?
That's it. We talked about all of it. Like,
All of it?
I don't know what else to tell you. Like,
Okay. So I think we're going to step out for a minute. Do you need more coffee or water or anything?
no, I have both.
You have both? You have to use the bathroom?
No.
Okay. I think those are your chips.
No, you can eat them. I don't eat chips.
Oh, you don't? Oh, hell no.
Starches.
You don't eat any starch?
Does it play games with your stomach, or you just
No.
don't need it?
No, I mean, if I was going to go hiking, maybe, if I needed it, but I'm sitting here, not doing anything. Like,
Okay.
Right. You're gonna wish you had those chips, bud.
hey, Sam.
When you would leave the room and come back in, did he recall who you were?
Yes. Passing moments like this may seem inconsequential, yet it's the prosecution's way of establishing mental competency, effectively neutralizing any possible argument that he was operating in a diminished or compromised state.
How you doing, Joe? You feeling better?
Not really.
No?
Very true.
Not really. So past this part, like how much do you know about like the next part?
Like in general, or?
Yeah.
So every case is a little bit different. You know, first of all,
Come here often.
Make sure that what you're saying is true. And that Emily's on the bus.
You have cigarettes?
I have them right here.
Oh, thanks.
That's first and foremost.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to verify some stuff, and then,
Yeah.
you know,
Cigarette time.
yeah.
Is it?
You want one?
Oh my
That's what I heard.
Jesus.
The conversation was reportedly casual as they went out
Cigarette
for a cigarette.
time.
Something else that kind of comes to mind, you know, having this open conversation.
Oh, goody!
Might as well ask is like,
Ask me anything.
you know, to
Before this investigator went outside with Joseph for a cigarette, he was briefed on some additional details. One of them was that almost 12 years to the date, Joseph's stepmother was stabbed to death in her own home. The case was never solved. They also discovered that in addition to shooting his wife twice, he stabbed her 18 times.
Is this the first time that something like this has happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you would,
It seems like pretty.
It's awful.
Pretty in depth.
It's fucking awful, dude. Like, I don't know if it was you or if it was Sam, but if you would have talked to me a week ago, it would have been on the top of the list of things that I would never do.
Right.
But it's been.
Right.
It was such a fucking brutal week.
Yeah, man.
Like nonstop. Like
Poor you committing murder and being alive.
Emily was upset because the location he chose for their one-year anniversary was the exact location his ex-girlfriend was staying, and that's what he's currently talking about.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, why don't we go see where they're at? And
What are you doing here?
Joseph, right? Joe, so this is Amy?
I met Amy.
We met. Oh, okay.
Ain't no fucking way.
Amy's gonna take your pictures.
They first take pictures of his face, hands, and clothing.
Okay, so I'm not gonna do swabs of your hands, but, all right.
What?
So I have not watched.
How'd you get here?
But my understanding is that, there was some kind of physical altercation with you and Emily, and that you may have been struck, hit, kicked, something like that.
Right.
Will you consent to me taking photographs of you without clothing on? And if you're not comfortable with it being me, I can have Robbie do it, to see if there's any bruising on you. I mean, we can get, like, I could do chest and maybe legs if do you have underwear on?
What the hell did we just watch?
I mean, we can get, like, I could do chest and maybe legs if do you have underwear on?
This guy is so unbelievably creepy, it's almost unbelievable. Our personal take on what he's doing here must have something to do with Sergeant Nolan's tactical display of approachability during their encounter, something that Mr. Ferlazzo has catastrophically misread, and maybe feels he can use to his advantage in this situation somehow, or perhaps just deepen whatever distorted sense of self this is feeding into. Whatever the case, it's just so excruciatingly embarrassing that we almost didn't put it in this video.
If you're willing to let me, as part
It's
of
like
the
maintained
consent,
eye
to do
contact
photographs
the
of
whole
your
time, too.
Body as well? Okay.
Not a single bruise or scratch was discovered on his body.
I can't believe it.
Though he was sure to point out some ever so slightly reddish marks on parts of his skin that he could have got from sleeping out in the woods, or perhaps a moderately hot shower. The moment he was finally informed that he was under arrest and going to jail was regrettably not captured on video. As mentioned before, the initial release of this footage came partially redacted, but you can rest assured that it will all come full circle before this video concludes.
Okay.
Okay. All right, you're all set. Thank you.
Cross-examiner.
The truth is that before leaving New Hampshire, you stopped at Market Basket.
The Market Basket supermarket was where he went to buy the tools to dispose of Emily's body, a moment beyond what he's now claiming to remember, and you'll notice how incredibly attuned he is to the challenges directed toward this assertion. His claim of having no recollection beyond a certain moment is designed to support the idea that he entered some kind of fugue state brought on by shock, suggesting that in his right mind, he would never have dismembered his wife or attempted to bury her in the woods. It's also the explanation he leans on for why he failed to clearly articulate during his interrogation how gravely his life was in danger,
God,
the key
he's
detail
so-
of his self-defense claim.
What a... Oh my God, he's so smart.
I did see that, yes.
That's the truth.
I did see that.
I saw that on the PowerPoint.
And it's the truth.
I don't remember it, but yes.
And you spent $60.43 at Market Basket.
Is that what happened? I don't remember sending the text, but you have it there in front of you, so.
And you said to her, I'll see you in the morning.
All right.
And you said, you still drink coffee?
All right.
You said that to your sister?
That was what I said to her? That's you have that?
Would you like to see the text?
I don't remember the text. I don't remember the text exactly, so if you have them, then...
What a genius.
Do you want to see them?
The classic, I don't remember that.
If you're going to read them to me, then we can do it this way.
Everybody knows evidence doesn't count if you don't recall it.
When you got to Bolton.
She was angry.
A detail mentioned by several people in the courtroom who knew Ferlazzo personally was that parts of his speech and articulation had noticeably changed during this testimony, especially the word yes. The way you'll hear him say this word isn't how he usually spoke.
So Emily's mad at you. You guys argue, is that correct?
Yes.
And she's rebuffing you.
Yes.
She doesn't want to dance.
No.
She doesn't want...
What the fuck is that? What is he? Why is he talking like that?
the candles on.
Correct.
She just wants to go to bed.
She didn't say anything
Right.
to me.
She went and laid down in the bed.
And you chopped her body up into pieces. Yes.
Yes.
She's facing outward, scrolling on her phone.
Yes.
You're sitting down on the couch.
Yes. That's fucking Ben. Yes. No.
When?
When Emily's saying these hurtful things to you. You're sitting on the couch.
No.
No.
You're in the bed.
No.
No.
You're standing in the aisle.
Yeah, I was doing some,
You're yoga dancing.
yes, that's correct.
Yoga
Light some
dancing.
candles.
Yes,
And Emily doesn't like the candlelight.
Yeah, too bright, of course.
that's correct.
And she tells you to
Yes.
put them out.
That's also correct.
And you don't put them out.
No, I don't.
And she gets
that's
up
a
and she
normal
grabs
one.
one of these candles.
Yes.
Yes.
These big Yankee candles.
Yes.
Yes.
Glass.
Yes, ma'am.
Heavy.
Glass?
And she starts hitting you in the head with it.
Yes, ma'am.
And in the body.
Yes, ma'am.
No markings, though.
And you're able to grab onto her. And get the candle away from her.
That's correct.
And that is over. She goes and lays back down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
When you came in, she was in the bed.
Yes.
Yes.
And you...
Sounds like fucking Filthy Frank. Back when Joji was doing yes. Yes.
are trying to relax,
Yes.
trying to enjoy your
Yes.
vacation,
Yes.
Yes.
and you make a decision,
What decision?
the decision that you need to stop this.
I was having some drinks and smoking.
You decided enough is enough.
Right.
I'm going to put an end to this.
No.
No.
You got up.
Yes.
During direct examination, he had a 1,000-yard worried stare as if lost in reflection. Here, he almost continuously glares at the prosecutor, perhaps thinking that projecting this abrasive display of confidence will render him more credible. The issue is that during direct, he
Right.
presented himself as a broken husband who struggled to recall anything closely connected to the incident. Yet now he's steely-eyed and steadfast.
Yep.
You could argue that the change in questioning style caused the shift in his energy,
Yep.
but it's the extent of the shift and the complete disappearance of the emotional fragility he displayed earlier that makes the argument he is being deceptive. And just to be clear,
Almost like he prepared for one and couldn't prepare for the other, which is why cross-examination exists.
He sounds like my talking Tom.
Yeah, he sounds like Talking Ben. Yes. No.
I believe he's being 100% fraudulent in both these instances. His
Agree.
true self is still an enigma that I doubt has
Agree.
appeared once in this video.
Agree.
You got up from the couch where
I
you were
was-
having your drink.
I wasn't on the couch.
You told the police that you got up.
I don't remember talking to the police.
Right.
You heard yourself tell the police that you got up.
I saw a video.
And you
I was-
heard yourself tell the police that you got up.
I saw the video.
And you got your Glock.
Are we talking about the video?
And when you realized that you had just shot your wife, you didn't call 911.
No.
You didn't go and get your sister.
No.
You told the police that you put her wallet in a bag.
I don't remember talking to the police.
I understand that, Mr. Ferlazzo, but you've listened to the video and you've heard your words. So you told the police that you put her wallet in a bag,
Shut
correct?
up, bro.
I did see the video.
Shut
And
the
you
fuck
heard
up.
You utter the words, I put her wallet in a bag.
I
I don't remember that.
You heard yourself
Oh, the
say
video
those
from the
things.
on the video?
Yes.
I saw the video. Yeah.
And you heard yourself say, I put her wallet in a bag.
Yes, I did.
You're able to give her that tattoo and successfully give her that tattoo.
Brother.
Still,
Still.
no memory.
Oh hell yaquine twimmy.
Mr. Ferlazzo, that is your contact information, right?
What do we got here?
You did remember what day of the week it was when you were meeting with James and Seth.
From the video?
Oh
This
my
is my favorite moment
lord.
of cross-examination. He's about to make eye contact with the prosecutor, and something about how she responds, and perhaps how she looks at him, will shake his feigned exterior just that little bit.
From reality.
Oh fuck, there's so many moths.
We are talking about the video, right?
We're talking about reality.
Holy fucking shit, bro.
So, Mr. Ferlazzo, we can agree that you lie.
Yes, I have lied to people.
You're lying today.
No.
About?
The video?
Everything.
I'm sitting here giving you my recall of what I have to work with.
No questions.
So as you heard earlier, multiple segments of Joseph's interrogation were redacted
Genius.
before the footage made its way onto social media. Yet the prosecution made certain the jury viewed it in its entirety. What you're about to watch is, in our opinion, the result of a potent mix of sleep deprivation, mental exhaustion, and an extraordinary lack of situational awareness, very likely enhanced by the calibrated framing that occurred during the opening sequence of his apprehension. He had spent the entire night freezing in the woods, likely terrified and in a state of panic, after coming down off a 3-day bender of drugs and alcohol. Then, while at his most depleted, he was met by a figure of authority who offered him warmth and understanding, followed by another reassuring encounter.
Oh god, dude,
where the
people are going to be mad in the comments again because I'm repeating the same thing the person's saying in the video because it's ridiculous. And they're going to be mad. They're going to be mad. That's all I'm saying. What else do you want me to say, man? He's just acting like a fucking ass. He's actively thinking that he can outsmart a prosecutor in the middle of the courtroom. Like, the fuck? Like, what do you mean? Are we still talking about the video? Do you...
horror seemed effortless and disarming. The focus of the moment.
I'm really glad I never actually went through with going to law school because I would not have been a lawyer. I'd be smacking defendants like crazy. Because I would have probably ended up being a prosecutor because I just am argumentative and just gotta lock in, bitch. What do you fucking mean? Yeah, the video. You. Doesn't matter, video or not. You did that.
Was subtly shifted away from the horror of what he had done onto his own inflated sense of worth and self-pity, followed by a continuous process of positive affirmations and ego reinforcement, all of which forged the environment and the oncoming result that occurred in the 3 previously redacted segments of footage you are about to watch.
Previously redacted. I wonder.
I heard you say that you shot her.
I wonder what the argument was that
Explain
got him redacted.
how that incident continued.
I don't know. Something inside me said enough is enough.
Okay.
That's why it's redacted.
Can you?
Because that doesn't really. That's exactly why they redacted it. Because him saying that removes the argument of self-defense, because a lot of self-defense's argument is built upon, well, I didn't have time to think. I was defending myself. Right? So him saying, like, something inside of me said enough is enough is clear admittance of thought into the scenario, which removes self-defense or manslaughter, etc. So that's what the defense clearly got to get rid, or what, that's what they wanted to get redacted. There might be more, but.
Can you describe Emily when you shot her? Like, what was she doing?
Wow, don't be too upset, buddy. Making me describe my murder?
She stopped fighting and she was gone and laid down. And I went and jumped on top of her. And I shot her in the head.
Okay.
Bruh.
How many times?
2.
If you could talk to Emily's parents, is there anything that you would say?
Bruh.
I mean, clearly I would apologize for being such a shit.
Right.
What about Emily? Huh? What about Emily? What would you say to Emily?
Damn, bro, chill. I'm trying to listen to you talk stupid.
You don't fucking treat people like this. I can tell you that I wish it didn't happen. I wish I could turn back time. I wish that I was just...
Right.
I don't know if you've ever just like wanted to be a dick, but I mean, I don't do it that well, like, so
Yeah.
I'm usually just like, okay, like, he'll talk about it, fix it, you know, whatever, but...
So you felt she was being kind of like a dick just to be a dick?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, like...
Right, of course.
You know what I mean? Like, I suppose it would be like, if I...
Your Honor, she was being a dick.
Both like looking at me, you know, but I'm sure you're thinking like, wow, this dude, what the fuck? You know, like, what pushes a man to do such a thing? Like, I would never do that. And not believe me, if you would have asked me last week,
The classic defense
I
strat.
would have said the same thing.
Like, I don't think I've ever been in your shoes, though.
Had Joseph Ferlazzo been met with immediate confrontation and transparency, none of this would have plausibly occurred. His demeanor and method of response from cross-examination is likely what you would have seen throughout this interrogation. Yet due to the powers permitted under U.S. protocol, he was guided to a place where he could no longer walk back from. Now, before moving on to the final part of this video, we need to explore the nuance of this particular element, and why that nuance matters. As many of you will know, the permitted use of deception in American policing is extremely controversial, as it's been known to put innocent people into prison through false confessions. Many of these cases have gone viral over the years, with perhaps the most recent involving Thomas Perez Jr.
Well, this video is incredibly disturbing to watch. The man being interrogated is Thomas Perez Jr. He reported his father missing. Fontana police accused Thomas of killing his dad.
It was August of 2018. Fontana police were convinced Perez's father had been murdered. They thought Perez appeared suspicious.
It's really concerning to me that he hasn't been back yet.
They asked Perez to come to the station, and that's where they turned a missing person case into a 17-hour interrogation.
You murdered your dad.
No, I did
Yes, you
not.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge problem because it ends up being this, like, I mean, these rooms are psychologically built to make people want to get out too, by the way. You ever want to sit in a room with no windows? No natural lighting, no space, no nothing to do, nothing. You don't get your phone. You don't get to see anything. You get some food. You get some fast food slop. Get trapped in a room. They don't tell you when they're coming back. And all you can really think about is leaving. And then you start getting interrogated as if you did something. 17 hours? That sounds like a long fucking time. And they'll keep you awake too, by the way. I don't know if you know this. The police will purposely try to keep you awake. They won't like tell you to wake up and shit, but they'll like come in to ask you anything just to make sure you're still awake. Like they will disturb you if you're trying to sleep within the room. Like there is a lot of problems with interrogation rooms, and deception is a huge part of it because it creates this like, because the room is already so pressurizing, right? And then much like JCS is talking about here, like if the police, and what it seems like in this instance, are convinced that you did something, they're going to try to get you to do it. They're going to try to get you to say it no matter what. So they'll crank up the heat. It's already an uncomfortable scenario to be in, guilty or not. And then they make it even worse just by all of the methods they have to work with within the court, within the room. So yeah, pretty just an uncomfortable position to be in, even as like a victim or an innocent person.
Daddy's dead because of you.
We just told you.
Daddy's dead.
Dad, and you don't give a.
They even brought in Perez's best friend to try and get a confession.
Dude, they got your murder, Dad. They got you a murder. Impossible.
When that didn't work, detectives brought in
Awesome.
Perez's dog.
You killed him. And he's dead. And
Impossible.
he's sitting here looking at you, knowing that you killed your dad.
What?
Did you stab him?
What kind of fucking tact your dog knows, bro? Your dog knows you're a murderer, bro.
I didn't think that I
Look at him.
But if you did,
Cornball.
where would you have stabbed him?
It might have been the belly.
They
Oh, well,
learned
that's
that
stupid.
Tom's father was alive and well and was at LAX airport ready to take a flight to go visit his sister.
Steering filed a civil rights lawsuit in federal court against the city of Fontana, and the suit was settled for nearly $900,000.
What the fuck is happening here? He's like, what? Almost laying down, titty out. His father wasn't even dead? Like, yeah, I'd fucking
Now,
sue
while
these
both of
guys. He
these
wasn't even
cases
dead.
fall under the umbrella category of deception. You may have noticed they
Why is there a dog? Oh, you missed this part. The police brought this guy's dog in to make him feel bad about the murder that didn't even happen, let alone be committed by him. But they were convinced he killed his dad. So they just kept trying to get him to admit it, even though his dad was at the airport. Totally fine.
They were starkly different in nature. One consisted of the futility technique and maximization. The inevitability of outcomes
That's what his best
imposed
friend
to such
did.
an extent that it caused the
Put you on
subject to
murder
have an
again.
emotional crisis,
Yep.
while the other consisted of rapport development and minimization. There was
This is a great like contrast of interrogation technique. Like this is just, I mean, this isn't, futility technique isn't necessarily boneheaded, but it is a strategy that does work on a lot of people because if the scenario is correct, the police can basically just say like, look at all the shit we have to put on you that we know you did, or we have reason to believe it was you, or we know it was you because of this reason. Like, why are you still trying to play dumb? Because like we have all this, there's no point. And then there's the other side of like, well, you know, we could, clearly they're trying to not do that part if they don't have to. Like rapport development kind of starts or should be the initial idea. And it all depends on the response of the interrogatee, right? So, depending on their response to like them trying to get all chummy and nice with them, and obviously narcissists love rapport development because all they want is to be heard and talk. So they don't even give a fuck what this guy is saying. He just wants to be able to speak and be and speak to people. So yeah, that's a fun little contrast to put in this video. I love that.
Nor manufactured sense of urgency, and the subject was given the space to construct his own perception of the situation,
Which
then
allows
full
him to
flexibility
walk
in how
into
he
a
chose
trap.
to respond.
Yep.
One worked through fear and coercion, the other through guile and manipulation. But more importantly, one can cause considerable harm to the innocent, while the other presents a far lower risk of doing so. And as you've seen throughout this video, it can be somewhat effective when used correctly. But anyway.
Both can be effective when used correctly. I mean, I will argue that. I mean, the futility technique can be used in, I mean, rapport development can be used in bad ways. Like the police can use rapport development to deceptively tell somebody, like you can argue that they're using rapport development to be deceptive and tell this guy that, and make this guy think that everything's fine. So there is an argument there that like there's deception either way. So if deception's bad, they can't do either of these things. Obviously, that doesn't make any fucking sense because I do feel like the police using deception to trick somebody who shot his wife twice and stabbed her 18 times after, I feel like deceiving this guy into walking into a time bomb of a court case is probably a good thing. Probably a good thing they did that. Pretty fat L on the other cops' parts for making that dude go through hell for 17 hours. But they paid for it financially, so I hope he's doing okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a great point. But yeah, there is sort of things to the futility technique that make it like, doesn't make it like fully okay. But like I said, there's the means to the end is like part of the argument. And when the argument is that the cops were operating with this sort of either of these tactics or any of the others within good means, with good intention, that's kind of when this idea of it's a bad thing to do gets thrown out the window, because obviously I think a lot of people will agree that, like, yeah, lie to a murderer so we can have him be guilty of murder. That makes sense. Why would you be like, nope, you're accused of murder, we're just gonna shut down this whole chumminess and all this human interaction and just make it immediately a interrogative like grill, which can be done and can work, but like I said, I feel like it's more of a tier list, and they start with something psychologically disarming and easy like rapport development, and they will go down the line typically. And you know, not to play devil's advocate, but you never know, they could have tried rapport development with the other guy in the other footage. I mean, they didn't really show much besides the bad pieces of that, which are bad and a great reason for that guy to sue. But at the same time, they might have started there. You never know.
Here's the remaining segment of Ferlazzo's redacted
I guess unless
footage,
you like watch
right about the time where he
that
realizes
footage.
he just told on himself.
Uh-oh.
I gotta pee.
No.
Oh, I gotta pee. Me when I'm sobbing. I gotta pee.
Knowing full well exactly where she is and what he has done to her. He texts her phone one last time.
I gotta shit.
You're an asshole. I don't deserve this shit.
Nice, bro. Good shit.
Ms. Adams told you in
Bro's playing
the state's
chess.
opening statement that this case and this crime is about ego. Mr. Ferlazzo's ego. And Mr. Ferlazzo's nearly 42-year-old ego being unable to accept his 22-year-old wife disrespecting him.
That's crazy. That's fucking insane. What? Have they mentioned his age? Is this the first mentioning of the fact that there's a 20-year age gap between them? I mean, I don't want to be the friend that's too woke, but like, even as adults, meeting each other, a 22-year-old and a 42-year-old, that's a pretty big difference. Just in terms of like, what do you talk about? He's gonna be like, so 9/11, right? She's gonna be like, what? Huh? There's not like, I don't know, dude. I mean, it's not like she's well beyond like being a minor at that point, but at the same time, dude, like, you're 40? You're 40? You're 40 and you're scooping down to a 20-year-old because you're such a little child that you can't even like attract partners within your own age group. There's an amount, like there's a level of which I'm like, dude, like obviously there's technically nothing wrong with him doing that or them doing this, but also like, dude, it's pretty telling. It's still real strange. It's very weird. I mean, it's a pretty weird. I mean, that's a red flag. That's 5 flags, dude. Like, there's a whole stadium of banners waving about that, in my opinion. Like, that is an absurd age gap. There's no no. No. There's just no need. Nope.
An ego so inflated that after killing her, taking her life because he didn't like the things she was saying to him, because she didn't want to be with him anymore, he calls her an asshole. He tells her that he doesn't deserve this. The state submits that it is Emily, and only Emily, that did not deserve this.
How do you find Mr. Palazzo on the count of first-degree murder, guilty or not guilty? Ms. Chance,
I can't believe it.
I would. And Mr. Zago, is
Been
that
busy
your
lately,
verdict?
so haven't been able to catch a stream in a hot
His
minute,
reaction
but
wasn't
19
recorded
months
as his
let's
term
go.
was read out, but Joseph Ferlazzo was sentenced to 45 years to life in prison, a punishment many have argued was unexpectedly lenient. He was subsequently investigated for the cold case murder of his stepmother. No charges have since been filed.
I mean, that's
and the
pretty
case
much
remains
life in
open to this
prison,
day.
but okay. Great video, JCS. That was a good one. The argument that that's too lenient doesn't make any sense to me, because 45 to life is life in prison, guys. That is life in prison. Like, a prison sentence is typically, a life sentence is pretty much 40 years. He's going to be 87. If he even gets out at 45 years, he's going to be 87. Is Gramps going to pick up the Glock? Also, like, there's an entire, like, appeal process and everything to if he gets out at 45 years, by the way. Like, they have to basically convince a judge or more that he's not going to do more of that. Which, having a pretty bad interrogation and court case, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to go very well in his favor. I think he's going to die in jail. So, not exactly a problem for me. I don't particularly care that an 87-year-old is going to be roaming the streets again. He's going to be roaming to his bedroom and the bathroom and back. I don't really see him doing much else. They mentioned his mom's cold case earlier, guys. I'm not like, that wasn't like baffling. They mentioned it, I don't know, somewhere in the middle. Anyway, that's a pretty fair sentence, if I'm totally honest with you. Did they? I didn't.
His reaction wasn't recorded as his term was read out, but Joseph Ferlazzo was sentenced to 45 years to life in prison, a punishment many have argued was unexpectedly.
Yeah. So, well, I'm assuming there's parole if it's 45 to life. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, guys. I get it. At the same time,
I routinely work with 80 to 90-year-olds. There was an 87-year-old at work who broke his knee by stepping off of a curb a little too enthusiastically. I'm not worried.
Wowee. Dang. There's a lot of stuff that goes into parole as well, guys. Like the crime committed, their behavior in jail, their behavior during the interrogation slash the court case, etc. Like their cooperativeness at the time, like all these things play factors into whether or not they get out in general. I don't think he's leaving.